back to That Horror Couple. I'm Kaylee.
I'm Rob.
And we just got back from seeing our most anticipated film of the year, Alien Romulus.
Oh, snap. Everything we wanted from this, we kind of got.
Yeah.
Dude, I was like, Fede's involved.
Fede. Alvarez.
Yeah, and I was like, I hope he brings some horror into the Alien, you know.
Yeah, expands on the Alienverse.
And that's exactly what he did.
Mm-hmm.
It was Fede-nominal.
Fede-nomic.
It was. It makes me want to give you a face hug.
A face hug? Oh.
Hey! Hey!
No, stop. Let's talk about the movie.
That horror couple.
Oh yeah.
That horror couple. That horror couple. That horror couple. And they talk about horror.
Like and subscribe. Space colonizers come face to face with the most terrifying life form in the universe while scavenging the deep ends of a derelict space station. Directed by Fede Alvarez, starring Kaylee Spaney, Archie Renaud, David Johnson, Isabella Merced, Spike Fern. So to kick off our likes of the film, I want to say this movie has a beautiful presentation visually, the way it cuts scene to scene in space. And
right away,
it's gorgeous.
Right away, I was taken away by like the sounds of it, the look of it, the look of space, the look of the ship. I really think this is probably the best looking Aliens film in the franchise.
I think so. It's gorgeous. I love the cinematography, what they did. It's beautiful.
And I really thought the recent ones, like Prometheus. It's hard to say.
It's okay. Prometheus.
And
Alien Covenant.
They looked great, but like I feel like this might have looked even better to me.
I have to agree. Yeah.
I was really blown away by just the way everything looked. Now the timeline for this. Now it takes place in between Alien and Aliens.
That's true. Yes.
So it's like smack dab right in the middle. So I think that's a cool time period to tell, like storyline wise, for any fan of the series.
I think so. Yes, because it happens in between the two most awesome ones.
Other than Fede bringing the horror element to this sci-fi franchise, what I also loved was this new cast.
Yes, I loved our cast.
Loved the cast
of
people from Rain.
Andy,
her probably my favorite droid or
artificial person,
whatever he prefers to be called.
Yes, artificial person.
He's probably like my favorite one. He's and just like the classic Aliens, he's bleeding white. It's awesome.
Yes, he's awesome. I loved him as a character. Just the whole journey of him as a character throughout the entirety of this movie. It was very, very awesome to see like the whole spectrum of like emotions that he goes through, like how different he is throughout the entirety of the movie. I just love that, and his relationship with his sister Rain, which was just like the heart of the film, and I love that so much. I
like everybody, like the whole cast from Kay to Tyler to Navarro.
That character reminded me a lot of Vasquez from Aliens. You're right,
for sure. They're very likable cast, and I don't know if I'm just an old man these days, but they looked very young.
They looked very young. But, I think they were supposed to be like young adults. Yes.
Yeah, but they totally killed it. Very likable cast. I love the banter between them. There were parts of this movie that were really funny. These two guys were talking about their balls and how, bro, you seem obsessed with my balls. It was just a funny ass conversation. I really enjoyed it. So the main story is this young miner, Rain. She lives in like this space colony, and
it's ran by Weyland-Yutani, which is the corporation that's behind the Alien.
Very strict rules they have to follow, and they're not even allowed to travel unless like they get certain points and
certain amount of work hours,
certain amount of this and that in. And her and her crew, they have a plan to like escape everything. They hear about this ship that they can totally that's
orbiting the colony.
And they want to go in there and hijack some equipment
so they can
get out. And I love the part when one of the guys, he's like, "Don't worry," he's like, "We'll get out in like 30 seconds." I'm like, there's no way they're getting out that easy. I'm like, come on now. We know better.
It's an alien movie, so there's going to be some bumps along the road.
Oh, there's going to be some bumps. And speaking of bumps, there's some familiar bumps. Another like is the Easter eggs. From left to right to up to down to West Coast, East Coast, South Side, North Side. there's plenty of Easter eggs in this movie.
There is.
From certain dialogue, get away from her, you bitch. I prefer to be called something human.
Artificial intelligence. Artificial
that
person.
was a previous line.
That was in Aliens, Lance Hendrickson.
Yeah, so there's some callbacks as far as dialogue goes. The weapons they used was Ripley's guns.
That was a straight callback.
I was like, bro, I was like, this is awesome.
Yes.
And we get the classic face huggers.
Yes, we do.
Slight spoiler alert. Xenomorphs.
Yeah, well, obviously this is an alien film, so you're gonna get some form of a xenomorph in this film, and they looked phenomenal in this.
Oh, but
I loved it.
If you think that's all, there's much more. I mean, we get a whole crew of facehuggers, whole crew of xenomorphs, and we get a hybrid.
Yeah. Spoiler.
Dude, oh my god.
Yeah.
And we do get a classic like alien coming through the belly or the chest.
Just like the first person, spoiler alert, that does get infected. Yeah. They die just like Kane in the first movie, which is a total callback to the original.
And that's a classic scene to see. You see it today with today's technology, with today's gore, today's like pizzazz.
Yes, speaking of that, I think that each kill scene that they did have was very brutal, but it wasn't like Saw brutal where it's hard to watch. It was more like they give you just enough to where you're like, ooh, that's really bad, and then it's like over and you're like, okay, that was awesome. It was bad, it was brutal, it was awesome. I loved it.
Oh yeah, no, but I would say it's probably because the look of these guys are just scary as hell. So they can just spit on you, and you're like, oh god, like, oh.
Acid for blood. You're dead.
Yeah. So it's like it's really awesome.
It was so good.
And just I love the claustrophobic feeling of
space,
of the space, the ship when they were climbing up ladders, when they were going up little hallways. This movie, you feel it in your taint.
Yeah. I felt it somewhere else, but
say where?
No.
She means her vagina.
No.
For me, I love the Alien franchise, and a lot of it was, I love every movie, but a lot of it is slow paced. I was entertained the whole way through. This is a 2-hour movie, and it felt like an hour and a half slasher movie.
Okay.
It really did to me. Fede made the whole thing entertaining. He introduced us a cast of people, and they got killed off slasher movie style.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is another horror element that Fede brought in, and that's really what I love about this, is I was entertained the whole way through. That's my number one like of this whole movie. It's so entertaining.
It's visually entertaining, the dialogue's entertaining, the characters are intriguing and they pull you in, and you kind of, especially a few of them you really care, a couple of them you really care about and root for, especially our final girl and her brother Andy. Like, you really fall in love with them and you root for them.
I fell in love with the droid.
Yeah, Andy. Yeah, that's her brother.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, obviously, but Ian Holm was in this as one. He played Rook, which was an artificial person, synthoid android thing. I thought at first it was Ash, and I was like, how is it Ash? And I'm like, okay, it's just the same model as Ash from the first Alien, which was really amazing, really cool. I love the whole like Weyland-Yutani like backstory whenever we get like little snippets of that. I love that. I'm a huge fan of Prometheus and Alien Covenant, so I was curious to see where I was gonna rank this compared to those.
You love the Alien.
I love the Alien franchise. Besides 3 and 4, I'm not the biggest fan of, but
they're some of your favorite movies.
They are some of my favorite movies.
Would you agree this is the best looking xenomorph you've ever seen?
It is the best looking xenomorph.
This is the best looking face hugger. This is the best looking like hybrid guy thing.
Yeah, I loved all of it. Yeah.
I think this is up there. This is up there. It really is. Oh my god, fan-fetty-tastic.
Yes, amazing. I really enjoyed everything about this movie. It's a little new for me to rank it amongst the movies. I have to think about it for a little bit to decide where I would put this one, but I loved it. I thought it was great.
Would you give any dislikes?
Dislikes. You know, this dislike is a spoiler, but a certain person died, and I was like pretty sad. I guess you could say it's kind of the love interest of the main character, and that part, I knew obviously you have to have a body count of some sort, so everybody can't make it, but I was just a little sad because I was kind of hoping that maybe they would make it out together, but they didn't, so that's pretty much my only dislike. I loved the movie. I thought it was amazing. Not too many dislikes for me.
I can't think of a damn thing. I really can't. Like, it's really hard.
It was so well made, so good. The characters characters, the music,
we didn't
just
get
the visually.
we didn't get much of a backstory like the other Alien films, but you know what? That's what made it fast paced. That's what made it interesting. Right away, we're introduced to these people, and they're like, "Let's get on this damn ship."
Yeah.
So like, there's no bullshitting. Like, there's no wasting time. If you're into the storytelling part, this Alien movie's a little bit different, but I think that's a good sacrifice for the fast paced entertainment we got. You know?
No, I agree. I think it was. I
So
think
yeah,
the storyline was great.
I ain't hating on this.
No,
now.
it was awesome.
You cannot make me say anything bad.
No, this was probably my favorite movie I've seen in theaters this year, to be honest. This is my favorite movie I've seen in theaters this year.
It's better than Imaginary.
I did not like Imaginary, and I will not be watching it again.
Imagine that.
Yeah. As far as final thoughts of the film, I am going to give this film a 10 out of 10. I thought it was amazing, worth the hype, worth seeing in the theater. I loved it, I loved it, I loved it, I loved it. I cannot wait to buy it as soon as it comes out. Thank you, Rob, for the backup dancing. I give it a 10 out of 10. I loved it, I loved it, I loved it. What about you?
I'm not as big an Alien fan as Kaylee. I'm a fan of the films, but like I was blown away by this. I was impressed by this. I'm a horror guy. This has enough to make everybody get into it.
Yeah.
And that's what I love the most about this is you don't even have to be a fan of the series. You don't even have to see an Alien film in your life to understand any of this.
No, they pretty much explain everything.
Just put anybody in front of this movie and they will be entertained. I really believe that.
Space horror, yeah.
It is good. I love the cast. I love everything about this. And I find it pretty funny how the main character, Rain, couldn't get a travel pass in the beginning. And that bitch did a lot of damn traveling.
Yeah.
I mean, I guarantee by the end of the movie, she don't want to go nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like, I'm done. I'm done. I ain't even going outside no more. I ain't going to the mailbox.
Yeah.
I don't even like to throw around 10s. I really don't. I rarely do. I'm going to give this a 10.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Everything they were supposed to do, they did. Usually, like, I'm like, oh, but I wish this happened. No. They did everything I wanted them to do.
Okay.
As far as an Alien film, like, you're supposed to check certain boxes. They hit every box.
I think so, too.
So, yeah, dude, it's a 10. I would really like to somebody challenge us and tell us what they didn't like, because I can't think of a damn thing.
So make sure you guys are commenting down below. Let us know what you thought of Alien Romulus. Are you excited for the movie? Are you not? Did you love it? Did you not? We want to hear all of your opinions. Let us know. Make sure you're hitting that bell to be notified when we drop all of our new horror movie reviews, horror movie trailer breakdowns, that sort of thing.
I want to see Fetty in charge of every new horror movie coming out.
Or reboots, other reboots.
Just put this guy in charge of
yeah,
everything.
he's great. He needs to be in charge of more.
Just put him in charge of Michael, Freddy, Jason, Leatherface.
Give it to him. Let's let him have
It's all about the Fed.
Alvarez.
Yes.
So make sure you guys are liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Make sure you hit the bell because it really helps us out, guys. It says a certain percentage of you guys who are coming back and regularly watching our videos, you're not hitting the subscribe button. You're giving us the views, but not the subscribers. So please, please, please hit that bell. Become a subscriber. It's free. We really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for all of you who do support us. We love you guys
Subscribe,
so
you
much. Thank
bitch.
you. Make sure you're checking out our Spread Shop store. On our main page next to our community tab is our store tab.
This
we have caps
lovely
like
hat
this.
is for sale.
Yeah, so you can check it out.
We got t-shirts that can come in the
mugs.
mail.
Yeah. This is Kaylee and Rob signing off. Last survivors of the screening from Alien Romulus.
That was good.
Horror couple.
Oh yeah,
That horror couple.
it's us.
That horror couple. That horror couple. And they talk about horror.
Like and subscribe.